having too much trouble lifting it. Good morning. So today, back on the wrecker build. What I'd like to do today is lift this bed using my gantry, and if everything works out right, it will lift it high enough between the hoist and engine hoist to be able to lift it high enough to possibly set it on the bed of the cabin chassis. If it will lift it and hold it, I will back the cabin chassis underneath of it and set it onto the cabin chassis and make it a little bit more mobile. I know there's still more things I need to do, but this way, at least when I get to those points, I can be able to lift it up in the air, drill certain holes, make certain mounts, make any changes or adjustments so that it fits on the chassis, like the frame of the chassis, like it's supposed to. I have decided that I'm going to leave the subframe underneath of it, so I'm going to plug in the block heater on the truck, on the cabin chassis, and plug in, get the batteries up, and we'll give that thing a start a little bit later. So I gotta move some chains around and try to get this to push back due to the fact that I've got the garage door opener in the way. I can't exactly move the gantry forward. So I am going to try and move the wrecker bed back. Let's see how it goes. If this don't work the way I want it to, it might end up being a very short video. It's a slow process because I don't want to teeter-totter my gantry too much. The thing's not light, but it is moving. You know, I think I'm going to put my 2-ton under it. Just because. All right, well, I'm about 2 foot high now. I still need to come up another foot, maybe just a little higher, just to make sure I clear the frame okay. But it's a slow process, and I've never lifted anything this heavy with this gantry. When I got the stuff for it, they said it should be good for 3 ton. And so I'm trying to divide the weight between the 2-ton and the other 2 tons. So I'm at, let's see, 4,000, 4,000, and 4,000. So that's 12,000 pounds. Should be more than enough. So we'll see. All right. So I am currently at 2'10" for height. And it has been a slow process, and I'm sorry I'm not videoing this and then just speeding it up, but it's pretty daunting. Okay, so we hit our mark, and she's holding. Well, that's good. We'll bring the truck in and go from there. All right, so my battery went dead. Of course, always goes dead at the wrong time. But I'm pretty in line with it. Okay. looking at this, she's pretty straight with the truck. All of the mounts are looking like they're getting placed okay. The back end needs to come over that way, but hey, I can move it, so that's good. We will start bringing her down nice and slow. we go, ladies and gentlemen. She is on the bed. There she is. At least I know now what my gantry is capable of. She did that. So, that's very nice. So, as you can see, she's sitting on there. I'm going to have to end up cutting this. I may end up having to cut this as well. It may hit this. If it doesn't hit this and I can leave it, great. If not, then I've got to build a different support for that. Because I'm seeing here, but I'm also looking at the angle. So we'll see if it hits this or not. I may have to cut this off and I may have to put something else in there. But we'll just have to see after I've cut this piece here, cut it off, and it'll allow this to come in there. And then I reinforce all this. The cool thing is I've got to cut 5 inches off of this frame and then build the deal, or the out part here, because you can't cut that. But and then that way, or I'll just leave it and this will come in here. She's got a lot of work ahead of her, which I will be starting on now that I've at least got it on the truck. I'll put some tack welds in just to hold it in place on the frame, but that's not where it's staying. But in the end, everything will be bolted on here. So all I got to do is pull plates, undo some bolts, and I can get toolboxes off. That way, if I need to get to anything in here, even if it's so much as a wiring issue, I can pull the toolboxes off, I can get to all the wiring, put in clean wiring. If I've got to get to certain hoses and stuff, I can get to all the hoses I need to get to. If I need to, whatever it is that I need to do, I want to be able to not struggle doing these kinds of repairs. So, but she's still got some work ahead of her. But she'll get there. I got to get the levers placed and everything like that. So, looks like I will be picking up some diamond plating so that I can at least start covering that. And so next is to basically tack weld it into place so that she's not moving. And it's just going to be some tack welding, but eventually it's going to be a full bolt job. So let's go ahead and we'll get started on that. right. So there she is. She'll come down a bit. I mean, that's not even where you run her down the road, so I think she'll work quite well. Right now she's just sitting high because that's where the hydraulics are at, which is fine. Trying to decide what kind of tires to put on her. Then we'll work on building the rest of the unit up as we go. So I think she'll work good. I've got the mounts figured out how I'm going to do it, and they will not be hard to put in even with the gas tank here and the mountings in the back. Once those are put in, then I can actually start setting up the pumps and the hydraulics, get the levers in there, and then that way I can change how the boom is and then start planning everything else and building it. So she's been quite a project. It's been fun, a little nerve-wracking at times, but I think she will work out great for what I need to use it for. She's a long ways from being done, but she will get done. This is a nice truck. It's the Amarillo edition, all black and gray. So I mean, she'll be a nice truck for this. I mean, if you got to spend a lot of time in a wrecker, you want some comfort and some creature comforts and stuff like that. So, but this is the Amarillo edition. They're the nicer ones, I think. I like them better than the King Ranch. So we'll get the bumper switched out because that bumper's coming off, and she will be getting a reinforced bumper, which is that one right there. Go through and do some work on it, and she will be ready to bolt on. She'll bolt right up, but there's just some changes I want to make to it. All right, so it worked out pretty good. The gantry held up. I mean, I'm quite impressed. So at least I know it'll be able to handle future projects. And sometimes when it's just you and you don't have hoists and all that kind of stuff, you work with what you got. And I built the gantry like 5-6 years ago, but I'll tell you what, them 2-ton chain hoists really made a difference. And she didn't creak, she didn't do nothing. She just did what she was supposed to do. And she held that sucker up. And, in the beginning, I was worried. But there towards the end, I was pretty confident that it was going to hold up. So, anyway, I thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. And if you did, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and just watch more videos. Anyway, I've got some others. There's one over there. And, or if you'd like to first, you could watch that one over there.